What's going on, YouTube? Uberman here. Who's up for a conspiracy theory? Because I've got one for you. What if Uber owns Lyft? Think about it. Okay, it seems outrageous, right? No possible way these are two huge competing companies. I agree. These two companies have been at each other's throats since the beginning. Uber obviously takes the cake. Lyft cannot compete with Uber. I give them props for trying, but let's be real, the numbers, they're on Uber's side, okay? But I came up with this idea well over a year ago. And the logic behind it is sound. It may not make a whole lot of sense initially, but if you really think about it for a little bit, Uber is a huge brand. I mean, exceptionally huge. This is a giant monster, okay? Lyft comes in. People like options. People like the ability to choose between one brand and another. Like me, I prefer my Nike, okay? I'm a Nike guy. But there's just as many people out there, if not more, that prefer Adidas or Fila or K-Swiss or any number of other brands on the market right now. Uber can't have everything. Or at least that's what you would think anyway. So you've got Lyft. You know, there are some people that are diehard. I have taken passengers in my car that were friends of the people that were actually requesting the ride, that have told me they will not use Uber. They will only use Lyft. Now, I only drive for Uber, therefore, obviously, that's a problem. I won't get these passengers. But, you know, I have had friends of passengers in the car with them that have said, hey, I only use Lyft. I don't use Uber. I've heard just as many Uber people say, I will not use Lyft. There's no real logic behind it other than they just like that. But this Nike hat will fit me just the same as an Adidas hat will. It doesn't make any difference. It's just the brand I prefer. So people need options. That's what makes this market what it is. Well, it occurred to me just out of nowhere a long time ago that it would make perfect sense for Uber to own Uber. You know, Travis obviously owns Uber. But wouldn't it also make sense if you created another rideshare company? Another big rideshare company. Lyft may not be in the same league as Uber, but don't think for a minute they're not competition, because they are. So I just thought, just randomly, a random thought went through my head, well, you know, it'd be funny. It would make sense if you started Uber, then somewhere down the road decided, you know, other people are going to get involved in this, so we need to start a new brand, and we're going to call it, you know, Lyft, with a fuzzy mustache, make it fun and, you know, more for the younger generation, whereas Uber is more of a professional type of rideshare service. But, you know, I never bothered saying anything about it because it does sound crazy. It does, especially when you've seen some of the news regarding how Lyft and Uber have competed with each other. You know, thousands and thousands of trip requests that have been canceled. I mean, you know, at the same time, it's a good marketing strategy. In fact, it's an ingenious marketing strategy. It's something that I would have come up with had I been lucky enough to have created Uber. People want choices, and they have it with Uber and Lyft. It would make perfect sense for Uber to create a sister company and market that to a completely different demographic. Okay, other than just that thought, I have absolutely no proof. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But I will tell you something that occurred to me the other day, something that I saw that really made me rethink this. I mean, this is an idea I had that, you know, it's been resonating in my head for a while, but I kind of put it to rest because there's no proof. But let me tell you something. I don't have the screenshots anymore, so you can take my word for it or you can take it with a grain of salt. Your choice. Here's what I saw. I have one of my admins on my Uberman driver network sent me a couple screenshots when I was mentioning the issues with Uber potentially taking surges from drivers. Well, this person is based out of California, and this person sent me a couple screenshots from the Lyft app and said, hey, isn't this odd? What the screenshots showed was exactly the opposite of the problem that we're having with Uber and the surges. On the driver's side of the Lyft application in California, it is showing prime time, which is Lyft's version of surge. Okay, it was at 50% prime time, I believe is what it was. So, you know, like I think it said 50% prime time. I don't remember because I'm not a Lyft person. But anyway, it was definitely in prime time on the driver's side. But when this person took a screenshot from the passenger side, there was no prime time at all. It looks like what Lyft is doing is trying to get drivers out on the road by saying that they are having a surge or prime time. But in reality, there isn't one. It's a ploy to get drivers to go out and drive. It's still a scam. Okay, it's bogus. It is not a legitimate deal at all. This is ratchet. That's a new word. No, I can't do the ratchet thing, man. I don't. A ratchet's a tool I use. Anyway, that got me thinking. Granted, these companies compete with each other all the time, so obviously their prices are constantly following one another. One of them drops prices, another one drops price. That makes sense, but it just seems like with the glitch that we're having with Uber, and now there's a very similar glitch with Lyft, and they happen at the same time? I don't know, guys. That's why I put this video out there. It really has no relevance. There's no proof backing it up. It's just something that I thought of. I thought I'd throw it out there. And I'm dying to know what you guys think. Do you think I'm crazy? Maybe so. I might be. But I'll let the public decide. What do you guys think? Do you think it would be possible for Uber to own Lyft? Because you can't tell me that would not be an ingenious marketing strategy. You really can't, because it's perfect. That's all I got for you guys. I think 4 videos today is plenty. So as always, like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Be safe out there, and Uber on.